All right, fuck it. I'm gonna bring in the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning into Hatewatch. I am your host, Sith Lord Felix, with the always amazing Mr. Valentine. How are you, boss?
Good, bro. How are you?
All right, I should have let you eat that cookie. I'm a piece of shit. All right,
I did it all for the nookie.
all right. So today's movie is Blues Brothers. This is going to be a little different because this is something I've never seen before. I've always wanted to watch, but I held off because I made a promise with Chuck that would watch it with him.
Yeah, and
So
I always
here we
said
are.
I'm psyched too because it's always fun watching stuff with your friends for the first time if they haven't seen it. So I'm real curious if you are gonna like this
Yeah.
because this movie I love. This was a staple in our household too. This is just one of those movies. I guess my father loved it, so we had it fucking for you old heads. Beta, the old beta machines.
Beta. Holy shit.
Which is similar to VHS, but it predates VHS. And yeah, we used to
Beta.
watch it all the time. I love it, and I love music. Anybody out there? We don't talk about it too much, but we played together. We played in bands. We did shows together and stuff. So,
Sure did.
dude, this is a wholesome music, good time, adventurous, dangerous fucking movie. You
All
know?
right. So you know what? Let's talk a little bit about like these SNL movies, right? Because of course this was Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, right? Among others. But obviously we have Ghostbusters, right?
Yep.
Um I mean, where are you at with the SNL movies, man? Like
Well, I love SNL. My grandmother loved SNL. She once got to meet Joe Piscopo, and I swear, every Christmas, every year around the table, we all heard about how she got to meet Joe Piscopo. So we grew up. SNL was a staple in our house. Loved the movies. Loved them pretty much up into I would say I feel like the Ladies Man was like the last good one, and then maybe I just can't remember what other ones there were. Maybe I did like the Molly Shannon Superstar one, you know?
I wasn't crazy for those. I think after that, yeah, like Night at the Roxbury, like I wasn't too keen on those, or like
Yeah,
Corky
but I did like
Romano.
them, you know? Oh yeah, was that
Mm,
at Corky Romano?
well,
Okay, that made me laugh.
yeah, it was okay. It's
Yeah,
just
believe me, I'm not saying that
definitely
they're great movies, but
not on the caliber of like Ghostbusters or maybe Blues Brothers. I don't know. I'll see
yeah,
if, after I watch it.
yes. And that's why
You
I went
know,
straight to those movies because all the old ones are so good already. That's why I made it a point to like fast forward to those early late '90s, early 2000s SNL when they were still trailing off a little bit, but still good. You know what I mean? Or we still at least love those characters. I'll say that. I know I did.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ladies Man was great. Still
I'll tell
makes
you
me
what
cry.
though. Have you seen Popstar? That never
No,
stop, never stopping.
I don't think I've even heard of that.
Oh, with Andy Samberg. And that was definitely like Chris Parnell. It was definitely like a SNL movie. But
Oh wait, is that the one where they're doing all these stunts to earn money or something?
no, no, no. You're thinking. I think that's Hot Rod. I believe I didn't watch that one.
Hot Rod. I
Uh,
was thinking
yeah,
that.
no. Popstar. These guys are like musicians. It's pretty much Lonely Island. It's like their story almost, but they're not called that. There's something else. I'll put that on the hate watch list because I thought it was pretty funny. I think you might like it.
Yeah, yeah, because
I'm
I never even
curious.
heard of those. That whatever it is, movie show.
Yeah, I'll put that on the list. That one's kind of slept on, in my opinion. It does not talked about enough. But fuck it. I guess we should just jump into this motherfucker, huh? Unless you
Might
want
as
to
well.
add anything about this here.
No, I mean, there's really nothing to add. I don't want to give anything away. I'm curious to see what you think. Other than it's a whole great cast of cameos and Frank Oz and did some music. That's all I'll say, I guess.
Oh, all
What
right,
year did
fuck it.
this come out? Can we? Do you know? Do you have any side note there? Like, does it say anywhere?
Let me see. Of course, it won't say anything stupid like
Yeah, like right away, just have the date on there.
right. 1980. There we go.
1980. Okay,
Like,
okay. So
year
the
before I was
70s are
born.
technically over. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1980. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. All right.
Good stuff.
Was it though? Yeah. It was pretty good. I liked it. No. All right. So
Even when I was a kid, I gotta say I was never a fan of all that car chase stuff.
that was definitely too long.
Even when I was a kid, I was like, oh, it's better when it's like those two guys on screen or interacting with the band. There's like I totally would have taken two more songs, two more full songs than
Yeah.
all that guitar playing. You know what I mean? I would have liked more of the concert. And
Yeah.
I was probably 10 or some shit, you know what I mean? Back in the day when I saw that, I was like, even then. But I was like, all right, when you start seeing like the cars doing flips or the Nazis
It's
falling from
like,
the
yeah.
bridge,
Right. It's
like,
like, okay.
or when
Yeah.
they've survived the first fucking Princess Leia fucking basically blows them
Rocket
up.
launch.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right. Right.
that's really the moment where you're just like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a fucking
It's
whatever,
gonna be crazy.
whatever
Yeah.
circus, and it was.
Yeah.
But even
Yeah.
then, I would have loved two more full song performances, either at that concert or two more guest songs, like Ray Charles or something.
Yeah.
But no, I
I,
still love it.
I'm gonna say this too. I thought that the musicians acted for the most part really good. Maybe there was like one or two lines that sounded, like bad or red, but for the most part, I thought everyone acted really well. Aretha Franklin, especially, I thought she was cool.
Yeah,
Like yeah, all of that. Yeah, I loved all that. Um, a good amount of the comedy worked for me though. Like some of it didn't.
yeah.
Uh,
It's dated some of it too.
yeah, some of it's dated, but I mean, shit, bro. I'm glad I saw it. I'll tell you that. And yeah, the music definitely is what makes this movie special, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Just
the
from
music
first
is
watch.
really what sells it,
You know, um, I like
But I
I
think,
like the premise. I do like the
yeah,
premise. Getting up 5 grand for the school.
right,
Cool.
right, right. Like it's
I
a good
like that.
cause.
Yeah. It was cool. Um, fuck man, let's see what's good here. Let me actually set up the ratings. All right.
Yeah, my father always liked that nun scene because he was like, oh, when he was, when him and my uncles were in school, they were like, oh, the sisters were really like that. The nuns
Yeah.
were really like that. You know what I mean? They hit you and shit. So it's just
Oh
little
yeah.
things like that. I think
That
if
was
you,
actually my favorite scene
oh, really? That was
as
funny,
far
right?
as the
Because that
comedy.
was so,
Yeah.
yeah, and it had a little creepiness, a little truth, a lot of truth actually. But her like
Yeah.
floating in and out was cool. Like the way they did it
That was
was,
fun.
yeah.
That was funny. But it was like when they started cursing, they couldn't stop. She just kept fucking wagging them. Like, Jesus Christ. Shit. Fuck. All that shit. That was
Yeah,
pretty good. That was great.
that
Um,
was good. Absolutely in the moment.
all right, so fuck man. Let's go to this rating here. Cinematography and visuals rather slash effects. Um A through F. Where are you at here?
I'm
Or should I
biased
go?
because I love this movie. So you go first.
I should go
Well,
first. Okay.
you go first on this.
All right. I will go B. I thought it was shot very well for the most part. No major, scenes stood out, but nothing was shot bad at all, So I think it was. I'd give it a B. Um, what about you?
Yeah, I'm giving it a hard, I guess, solid B, maybe even
Okay.
C plus. Um, because it was on location, so that was cool. But that's kind of easy. But I love that seeing that old Chicago, so
Yeah.
that was cool. I did like all the car chase stuff, even though I thought some of it was silly and could have been cut
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But
I agree with that back.
in the behind the scenes of that movie, they talk about how that car falling was really dropped from a helicopter, and that
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So all the practical effects stuff, like driving through the mall, even though I would have cut that scene shorter and shorter and made it a little tighter,
Right.
that was still filmed. You know what I mean? In an old real mall that was abandoned that they just rebuilt. So I want to say C plus to a B. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, shit. I mean, C plus or B? Where you at? Where
I'm
you
gonna
at?
give it a B because I also just love this movie from when I'm a kid. So I'm gonna be biased and I'm rounding up. B, baby.
Wow. Just exposing yourself. But that's fine, man.
That's it.
All right. All right. All right. Now, what's next? Score, soundtrack / sound design.
Well, I'm just
I'll
gonna
go.
give that A
Oh,
across the board. I thought the
yeah.
music
That's
was top
yeah. A
notch.
plus for me. A
And
plus.
I think your whole vibe, maybe I'm wrong, would have been different if you saw this back in like 1986. It came out in 80. I was born in 80. So let's say by 1988, 89, that's probably when we had it on beta as a kid, and it was one of my dad's favorite movies, so it was just on a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe I just have that, jaded, nice memory
Yeah. But I
seeing
mean,
it as a kid.
so far we're pretty even. Are you A plus for the
Oh, I'm A
score?
hard. I'll give it an A plus if I can. If we're just talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
music and sound, that's especially
Yeah.
compared
Yeah.
to how a lot of these movies we watch don't have any really main themes or any really good music. They just have music as padding and background.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm giving this a hard A plus because this introduced me to so many fucking songs that I love to this day. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. So yeah. I mean, so far we're eye to eye. Um. Let me see. Let me put up the chart. Yeah, so far we're identical. All right, so acting / dialogue, A through F. I'll go first. Um, I'm gonna give that a C plus. It was good. Like I said, certain jokes didn't really land for me, but many jokes did. Um, and again, even though it's all musicians, I do give them credit for like being adequate in a lot
Yeah.
of these roles, acting roles. Uh, I don't see any Academy Awards for Best Actor in there. No nominees. You know what I mean? Even with Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. And I, rest in peace, John Belushi. But I prefer Dan Aykroyd. Dan Aykroyd's character. Uh, John Belushi was all right. A lot of the misses were from him, believe it or not. So,
Mm.
like as far as the comedy. What about you? A through F. What do you got?
A through F. Acting wise, knowing that it's pretty much like two guys trying to do a movie around a skit, I think you're right. Not everything worked. Even then, some of it, like some of the banter in the cars, like while they're doing a high speed chase and they're having back and forth banter. I always hate that, whether it's
Yeah,
Bad
yeah.
Boys or it's the Blues Brothers. That always kind of bothers me sometimes.
Doesn't feel
Uh,
natural. literally
yeah,
just
exactly.
screaming and shitting your pants. You're not fucking,
Right.
you're not
Or
having a
staying
conversation.
completely fucking silent and shut. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because you're just like really in the moment, so you're not saying it. No one's
yeah, right.
bickering or
Maybe you
bantering.
look at the driver, or, like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, where are you at?
And even some of the other scenes. So I would say something because I would have wrote some of those stories or cut some of the story out of it. Um, Probably a C because a lot of it is music and musicians performing.
Yeah.
Some of the jokes, some of the banter I could do without. The car chases I could do without. So between the writing and the acting, as much as I love it, I'm in the C plus B range even on that. Like I
Okay.
wouldn't say it was completely top notch in that.
Yeah. All right. So C plus or B? Where are you at? C plus or B?
I'm
Before
gonna
I
give it
fucking
a
go there.
B. I'm gonna round up because you know
Okay.
what? They did commit like all the dancing. And you're right, Dan Aykroyd really sells it and plays it straight and
Yeah.
like sells his role, whether you think it's funny or not.
Yeah.
He commits,
Yeah.
hard. So I'm gonna go B. And
All
Aretha
right. All
Franklin,
right.
her scene was great. I think you had to take a piss during the Ray Charles scene. If you get a
I
chance.
caught the end of it though. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I've
yeah.
seen that clip and isolated. I've seen it by itself.
Oh,
So
okay, cool. So seeing
yeah.
that,
So
that's a real good, feel good moment of the movie. So I
yeah.
think that helps, and it's played well, and everyone does a good role. So yeah, I'm sticking with a B.
All right. Cool. All right. Not too far off.
John Candy was funny. I just like when he's like, "Orange whip, you want an orange whip? 3 orange whips." I don't.
Yeah. No. Yeah. He was cool in it. Like I really, I appreciated almost all the cameos I saw. Um. Yeah. I again, yeah, I think we're pretty close here. Now, what about likability? A
I think
through
it has.
F. We'll start with that, right?
Yeah,
When
you
I,
go first because I think it has a lot of likability, but I'll let you because seeing it as a kid to seeing it in 2023, a 1980s movie that you're seeing for the first time in 2023 that I've seen literally probably 1,000 times already since 1988.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
of course I think
Uh,
it has likability.
yeah. No, it's good. I'm pretty sure it's going to be up there. For me, I think I'd give it a C plus. Also, I liked it. I will watch it again. You know,
Yeah,
um,
and it gets better. It is one of those movies that gets better after like 2 or 3 viewings. Not that you need to see it 1,000 times, but after you've seen the Blues Brothers a good 3 times, and you know like certain shit's coming, and those
yeah,
jokes just settle in a little more. Maybe they don't give you the belly laugh, but I
yeah,
do feel like appreciation for some of the lines kick in a little bit. I do feel it has a lot of quotability, as the
yeah,
kids like to say. You know.
yeah. No, it's pretty quotable, and even like the music, you know, yeah, a lot of it is very memorable. So I did enjoy it, and I 100% would watch it again. I would watch it again for the music though, because it feels like the movie does feel like a celebration of music, and like a setup to showcase these musicians. And I'm
Yeah.
all about that. I'm all about that. And yeah, I think like sometimes like the comedy gets in the way. Um, not all the time, but
Yep.
yeah,
I
sometimes.
agree. I do agree.
Um,
And even when I was young, I felt the same thing, you know?
yeah. It's like, all right, let's keep the story moving. And yeah, I think all right, so now that I'm kind of simmering a little bit here, yeah, that car chase, the fucking climax of the movie should not have been a car chase. It needed to be the performance,
Yep.
right? Like
Mhm.
the fucking where it's like they have to rock the house and they have to get the record deal or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was that performance where like the climax should have taken place.
Yeah, they should have definitely
You know?
focused and gave more time to their concert once they were in the big show.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Essentially, they could have given us like a 15-minute, 20-minute concert, mini concert. Played a couple songs here and there, and
And I would like that way better than the 15 minutes of the silly car chasing.
yeah, no, because I mean, again, yeah, the movie is pretty much setting up a music experience. Um, but all right, likability A through F, and then we'll dig deeper.
I think
This
it
is
has a hard like B plus plus likability.
B plus. All right.
because that's a movie I would put on for like my nieces and nephews. You know what I mean? That is a movie you could put on with like, you know what I mean, some friends, and like if you had little kids around, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Because of the language, depends on like the parents on how cool they are with uh because there's definitely quite a bit of language. But
It's
other
shit
than
and
that,
fuck. Those are the, yeah, you hear
yeah,
just shit and fuck
motherfucker,
all the
they
time.
throw a
Yeah.
couple of those in there. Um, yeah, no
But
nudity,
you're not
so that's
hearing
always a
like
plus.
pussy and shit like that, there's
Yeah,
no
right.
tit, you know.
Yeah, suck my dick. None of that line. We didn't get
Yeah, there
that.
was none of
Thank
that.
God. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
I'm going hard B plus likability.
All right, fuck it, let's do it. All right, so C plus. So you know
What
what?
about you? What's your likability
I'm at
grade?
C plus.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm at C plus. A little bit lower, but I did enjoy it, like I said, and I will definitely watch it again. Let me see. Five. Oh, wait. No, I gave this a C plus, right? The acting dialogue. You gave it in five. Mm, okay. Yeah, we're right there. I'm at a B. You're at a B plus overall.
Yeah,
Almost an A.
that's about right.
Almost an A. Holy shit. 0.025. Yeah, yeah, I'm at a 8.575. That's the SP. Almost B plus. Let's all right, I'll tell you what, let's see what Rotten Tomatoes has to say about Blues Brothers.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Because they in the 90s, I feel like it was like 97, 98. They did the Blues Brothers 2000, where I guess
Oh, of
Dan Aykroyd was
course.
talked into accepting that paycheck, and they brought in
Yeah.
fucking Dan Goodman to
John
play,
Goodman.
yeah, like the long lost adopted brother or some shit. And that
Yeah.
movie was just horrible, horrible, not even good. I give it a 0 out of 0.
Wow, that bad? I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 98 for Blues Brothers. Holy shit. Good call. Call it 46% Rotten Tomatoes. Blues Brothers. All right, so let's see. The critics give it a 72%.
Okay, which is
Is
fair,
certified fresh.
because it's not a
Audience
perfect
gives it a
movie.
92. Yeah.
Yeah, and that also from because you got audience guys my age bracket, whatever, who did see it when they were
Yeah.
young and could accept the more over the top of it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the dated jokes back then were still funny. You know what I mean? It was of its time. We were there. I was there. I was there, bruh. That's all I could say. I
So
was there when it happened. And not even really. I was 8 years late to the game. I was only
right.
born when this movie came out.
So the critics' consensus, let's see what we got here. Too over the top for its own good, but ultimately rescued by the cast charm, director John Landis's grace, and several soul-stirring musical numbers. Okay,
Fair
I
enough.
think that's a decent consensus, actually.
Me too.
And let's check out what some of these critics are saying. One of the great American comedy films. It's just a joy to watch, even 43 years on. John Belushi was never better as the lead. Okay. He's funny just standing there. I disagree. But okay. Um, she gave it a fucking straight up 5 out of 5. Uh,
Wow.
Dennis Schwartz gives it a C plus, more energetic than funny. I think I agree with that actually.
Yeah, there's something there,
Yeah,
because it's not belly laughs. You got to like dig into the line. That's why a second watch is good because some of those
yeah,
lines hit, and yeah, you may
yeah,
not crack up more, but you get a little bit more of the charm after like what a circus of a movie it is. That those
yeah,
little lines, it's almost like comforting in a way. I don't know if that's the right word. But that
yeah.
that review that review's right. That review's right.
Let me see another positive one here. No matter that the big screen story gets convoluted and improbable, the characters make it work. They sing classic rhythm and blues songs well enough, but better yet, perform with the greats. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah,
it is.
John Stark. Well, he's
From
Tony
the New
Stark's
York Knicks.
brother.
Yeah,
Right.
over the basketball player John
Yeah,
Starks,
right. Or
the
John
former New
Starks.
York
Yeah, right.
Knicks.
Yeah, right. The Blues Brothers are a popular novelty and have a definite tongue-in-cheek appeal, but this film does nothing with the characters except to portray them as a couple of one-sided and unlikable hoods. I disagree with that.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, yeah, that was bad. Gene Siskel from the Chicago Tribune.
Oh,
The Blues Brothers is the year's best film to date. One of the all-time great comedies, the best movie ever made in Chicago. All are true, and boy, is that ever a surprise. So you love this fucking movie.
he did. Okay.
All right. Let's see audience, all audience. Uh 3 out of 5 stars from Joel. I've seen parts of the Blues Brothers so many times that I was convinced I had seen almost all of it. I had not. This is a long movie. It's also not as funny as others have made it out to be. It has amusing parts, but it wasn't laugh out loud funny for me. The gags felt dated and predictable. The first half dragged, then it picked up momentum in the second half. The car chase was pretty entertaining. It was fun to see the various actors and musicians doing cameos, and I enjoyed the music. Still, I can't help but think this movie could have been much better if egos and drugs hadn't gotten in the way. Ooh,
Well, I
that's
don't know about
harsh.
the last two lines, but everything else I'll give him a pass for.
I,
He didn't have to throw the drugs thing in.
I don't know. Actually, yeah, maybe. You know what we need? We need fucking car chases.
Yeah, let's do
And let's get all the fucking cars. Yeah, man. And then we're gonna fucking, you know what I mean? I could almost see that conversation.
possible.
All right.
But I don't
This
feel like if that's what they were doing, that any drugs or an abbreviate or whatever it's called, being inebriated, I don't
Yeah,
think that was affecting any of the roles. I feel like any screen time, whether you thought they were funny or not, they didn't seem
right.
affected by drugs. You know?
All right. So Rami gives it 4.5 stars. The Blues Brothers is simply put as the best musical comedy out there, even after 43 years. Definitely do not agree with that. That title, my friend, goes to South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. That is the best musical comedy of all time. Do you agree or no? Disagree?
I can't even think of musical comedies.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. Come on, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
I did love the South Park movie. Yeah, I will
that's what
say
I'm
that.
saying. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's 100% a musical.
Mhm.
You,
Yes, yes, it
you
is.
know,
But
uh,
I also love the Blues Brothers. In fact, did you ever see the Trey Parker, Matt Stone? I think they made it in there maybe before South Park even. It's called Cannibal, a musical western about the gold rush. You ever see that movie
no,
they did?
I did
It's
not. I have heard of it, but I've never seen it.
no, it's pretty good too. But yeah, I did love the South Park stuff. Yes.
So let me see. 5 stars. It's the music, of course. The first time I watched this movie, I was in the theater. I was only impressed with the music, but each time I see it, first on VHS with my young sons, and after a few years on DVD with their friends, and again so many years later, I laugh more each time. I actually like white bread toast with nothing on it. Let's see. Biker B says it's one of the best movies ever made. Okay. Uh, Tick T. 1.5. I had every opportunity to see this movie when it came out, but never got around to it. Watching it now in 2023, I can't imagine what the fuss was about. Belushi and Aykroyd are not three tool sing dance. I think they meant to say cool. Are not three cool sing dance act entertainers. Even at what they do best, they are marginal. They certainly can't sing or dance a lick, and mediocrity as comic entertainment goes only so far. This movie was an SNL sketch that gave an SNL sketch that gave everything it had in the first 10 minutes. Ugh, that was
No,
really
no,
harsh.
yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There
Now
had to
Hirsch
be a
B
little
gives
more
it
for just the 15-minute skit,
mm, Hirsch B gives it half a star. Don't know why so many love this movie. It's mostly devoid of comedy. Wow, the law is after them in excess. So funny. That got old before I even saw it. Watching Jake and Elwood sing, dance, cars smashing into things, a burn unit at a hospital is more amusing. Sorry, I forgot. Boring as fuck. Wow.
Wow, harsh, harsh.
Harsh,
Yeah,
harsh.
those car chases, two hoods is so outdated that Grand Theft Auto that became the main premise of one of the hottest video games ever.
Yeah,
Just having all the abundance cops chasing you. Yeah, that's
yeah,
so outdated, right? Wasn't that whole game like you fucking get the whole SWAT team chasing you?
yeah,
Fucking
pretty
Grand Theft
much.
Auto, right?
Yeah,
Shooting it out with helicopters. Oh, that premise sucks. Yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
review was
Seriously.
all.
Well, shit, man. All right. Well, fuck it. We're gonna break it down.
Break it down. And I'm not saying
Um,
it's a masterpiece. I'm saying I love it. I did see it when I am one of those people who saw it as a kid, and the songs are just so powerful, and then that the jokes grow on you. And I grew up with SNL, so for me, I'm not saying it's a masterpiece, but I love that movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's no Book of Eli, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
Hell
So
yeah, what's that? It's no Get Out.
it's no Get Out. Yeah, right. It's no Smile. But all right, man. Fuck it, man. I'll say good night with that. Unless
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
anything you need to add.
No, other than just like when you're just chilling, you got nothing to do, it's a slow day, throw that movie on again within the next couple of weeks or whatever. Definitely do a
Just have a
rewatch.
run. Yeah, no, 100%. Now that it's like I always held back on watching it until me and you watched it together.
Yeah,
So
and I
now
felt
I'll
bad
be
because
able
I
to.
never wanted to hype it up too much.
And you didn't. You didn't hype it up too much. And again, we're really neck and neck on the reviews. I'm like 0.5 points lower than you. That's it.
Yeah.
Overall, I still think it was good. But all right, guys, listen. If you made it this far, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, rate the movie yourself. Let us know what you think, uh, and give us some ideas for other movies maybe you want us to watch. All right, and on that note, good night, everybody.
Bye bye.